The Barrel House is brought to you by you, the listener, and those of you who have chosen to support the show over at patreon.com/barrelhouse, especially our Whiskey Legend tier patrons, Greg, Katie, Lauren, and Joe. Without you, the show wouldn't be possible. Hello, and welcome to the Barrel House. Yes, hello and welcome back to the Barrel House. I am your host, Joe Kane, and today we're going to dig into a store pick that I'm pretty excited about, that I've really enjoyed the bit I've had of. Before we get started, though, before we dig into this Woodford Reserve Double Oaked store pick, I'm going to say thanks for a few things. One, thank you everybody who came out and watched the live stream this weekend. We had Mike Rondo live in studio, and this is all me speculating that things went well and that he was actually able to make it, because I'm recording this in the past and presenting it to you here in the future, and the live stream's happening in between those two dates. So I'm sure I had a great time. I'm sure you all had a great time watching, and I'm sure Mike had an awesome time coming out. I really want to thank you all for the live stream just in general. I'm sure the turnout's going to be good this weekend, or was last weekend. You know what I mean. The turnout has been great. Things have been getting way more fun, way more fluid. There's been way more interaction, and that support means a ton to me. On the subject, I need to thank everybody who supports the show over at patreon.com/barrelhouse. I believe also barrelhousepocast.com/support will get you there now. The support there means the world to me. It makes it possible to do this show. Like I was talking to Mike a little bit in anticipation of him coming out here, and like the gear and whatnot that allows me to have somebody come record live in studio here with me for you guys, that's because of Patreon. And I'm trying not to dwell on this too much because it's a short episode and it's a lot of talking, but people keep asking. Patreon is a voluntary service. You can say, hey, this show is worth X dollars to me. You can choose whatever dollar amount you want, cents all the way through dollars, and then at certain points, at certain tiers, once you pass 5 or 10 or whatever dollars per month, there are rewards that you can unlock, like early access, exclusive content, video calls or video tastings, things like that. All of that's up there. You can read all about it. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. That's enough of that. No more shilling. On to the show. Oh, one more thing. Two more things, actually. One, you might hear a little hum in the background. I'm very sorry. Got the fan going. I'm trying to keep it off, but it is very, very hot here, and I just couldn't do it. So I'm hoping it's placed so you can't hear it. If you can, I apologize for the little bit of sound audio inconsistencies. I appreciate your understanding. Secondly, this episode's going to probably feel a little different. I am toying with the idea. Now, this one I'm not doing it. This one's kind of a dry run. I'll probably do a couple of dry runs like this and see how it goes. But I am toying with the idea of doing these episodes live on YouTube as well, and then just cutting the audio out and posting the audio for the podcast feed. So what that means is I'm trying to do this all in one cut. I'm trying to do this like I'm live. I've got the camera going so I can see me standing here looking awkward with a microphone in my face. And I'm not going off of like show notes or a script or anything so much. This is going to kind of be from the hip, just see what we get. And if it sounds all right, if it works out well, if you all like it and you like the idea of watching these live, feel free, please hit me up with the feedback of what you think works with it, what doesn't work with it, all of that. Barrelhousepocast@gmail.com or all the social media, Instagram, whatever. Those will all be in the show notes and they're at barrelhousepocast.com. So hit me up, let me know what you think. That's it. Whew. That was a long-winded housekeeping episode to start the show. Thank you for staying in there with me. So we're on to the drink. Today we have a Liquor Depot, which is a liquor store near me that I really, really like. Great people, integrity in pricing. They don't upcharge anything. They put it out for retail. When it's gone, it's gone. They do great store picks. They have a great selection. I really like the place. And I've got this Liquor Depot store pick, Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. And it's been a little bit, and I wish I had a bottle of the regular Double Oaked now so I could do a comparison. I cannot as we speak, but when I get a bottle of Double Oaked, maybe I will do a comparison episode or something on the live stream. We'll get a comparison together here somewhere, one place or another. What stood out to me though, this one really stood out to me as having more character and a better balance of sweetness than the regular double oaked. The regular double oaked to me is very sweet. It's very good, but it's very sweet. This one feels like it's got a little more balance to it than I remember the double oaked. And I said it's been a while, so I could be way off on that. I don't know. This is like a $50 bottle. It's not crazy expensive. I think a little bit less than $50 bottle. I believe, let me pull this up right here. The mash bill for this is 72 corn, 18 rye, and 10 malted barley. It's definitely dark. It's no age statement. It's 45.3%, 45.2% alcohol. All the things. Woodford is a Brown-Forman brand. Brown-Forman really kicking ass for me in these last couple of years. I'm really getting a lot of love on that Brown-Forman. They're quickly approaching my love with like their Old Forester line and some of these Woodford special releases. They're quickly catching up to my Elijah Craig favorites here. So this is really doing a lot here, and I'm pretty excited about the direction that they're going. On the nose right away, there's like marshmallow and vanilla, like toasted marshmallow and like vanilla bean. There's like a musty, you can definitely smell the corn. There's like a musty roast corn. Oh, maybe cream corn. Ooh, I just splashed some whiskey in my eye. That was brilliant. 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 It's funny, the oak on the nose on this is sweeter and easier, but it's definitely there. You would expect oftentimes in a double oaked presentation for there to be a lot more oak on the nose, but then again, comparing this to my memory of the regular Woodford, which has been a long time since I've had just regular Woodford, there's a lot more wood here. And this one is even a little more wood tannin-y than I remember the standard barrels of double oaked. There's like a orange peely thing in the nose on this, like orange oil, bitter. I know I'm picking that note out a lot lately. I've just been lucky finding those. Maybe it's because I like that note, so I've been kind of gravitating towards whiskeys that have it. And then there's like a plummy, raisiny thing going on. It's a sweet nose, but it is not candy sweet or dessert sweet. It is sweet though. On the palate, see, all right, so I haven't had this in like a week. So I'm gonna say, if I remember correctly, on the palate, this is less sweet than the nose and is more char and I could say character. I think that's probably a bad way to say it. That implies that a whiskey that doesn't have a lot of wood influence doesn't have character. I think character can be a lot of things. I'm going to say maybe a more structured, that's even a bad way to put it. I don't know how I want to phrase it without sounding condescending or insulting to other whiskeys, because I don't mean it that way. The thing it hits me as is more character. It's a more full character. It's got a more diverse range of flavors and aromas. But on the palate, if I remember correctly, it is definitely a more full-bodied, more well-rounded palate than the nose might indicate, and also than double oaked usually is. Yeah, the oak is really strong on this. It's a sweet oak, but there's definitely a lot of wood. Vanilla comes in and kind of runs balance. It's almost like, this is the dumbest thing I'm ever going to say. It's almost like a vanilla flavored tongue depressor or something. Like the way that it presents is kind of like they come in together. It's a little leathery. This has a hint of like tobacco on it. Not like burnt tobacco, but like the way a cigar smells before you light it. That like sweet, earthy smell of unburnt cured tobacco. Little caramel, little brown sugar. Hey, it's bourbon. Guess what? It's got caramel and brown sugar. It's also got some nice dark fruit character. Raisins, plums, maybe. Plums, definitely. Maybe like, there's cherry in this, but it's real dry. It is not super sweet. It's almost like, maybe like, I don't know. Somebody out there is going to know the answer to this. Cherry's a little more bitter. Overripe or underripe? It's whatever the little more bitter option is for a cherry. It really plays well together. It's a nice balance. You get wood tannin and that tobacco and some leather, but you also get that caramel and the dark fruits and a little bit of brown sugar. It's got a little hint of citrusy note to it, but it's less a flavor and more a experiential note, like the way citrus kind of makes, you know, when you have like lemon juice, something like that, there's that like crispness around the outside edge of your mouth there, like a spritz, that refreshing spritz. There's a little bit of that going on right at the end of the palate before the finish that reminds me of citrusy. This is really good. I think this would be, I haven't tried it, but I think this would be excellent on ice as well. I don't know how long it would last because it's not super high proof, but it's got a ton going on. It got a ton going on. This is definitely a very easy sipper, very enjoyable one. It's not aggressive, but it's a very full experience. On the finish, well, I'm gonna get a great big mouthful in and let it ride the wave in and give you the finish as it unrolls, because it does have a pretty good finish going. There's a little bit of black pepper to start the finish, right on the tip of your tongue. A little bit of heat, kind of on the tip of your tongue and then down the sides. It's a very clean, easy finish. It doesn't feel ultra oily, but you do get some of that leather, tobacco from before. There's a little bit of spiciness here, like rye spices or something, of baking spices, rye spices. Not spicy hot, spicy flavor, like seasoning spicy. The caramel is there. It's less sweet here, maybe burnt or low sugar caramel, if that even exists. It's like a little bit less sweet, but it does present as caramel. And there's a little bit of dark chocolate, maybe, or that's messed up as my mouth just went dark chocolate and then I started to say it and then it went, nah, that's vanilla. And I don't think either one of those things is close to each other. I think there is like cocoa as the finish starts and the vanilla lingers a little bit longer. I think they were kind of layered a little bit. It's an excellent pour. So overall, let's talk overall. What are we talking about here? Like $45, $50, depending on your market. This is a great bottle. I mean, I should say, this is the store pick that does play in. But even the regular bottle, even the regular Double Oaked is one of my favorite expressions of Woodford. I think this bottle is considerably better because I think it tones down the sweetness a little bit and adds in some more earthy base notes, we'll say, to try to balance them out. It's a little more well balanced than the regular release of Double Oaked is, and I think that plays out really well here, especially for people who like a little more of a ride and a little bit less of just a mouthful of sweetness. Both are good in their own particular situations. This tends to be more my lane. It's nice. These Double Oaked trend is starting to pick up a little more. I think Woodford is one of the early ones on here. I've got a Sagamore Rye Double Oaked. I've got a couple here that are Double Oaked. That's basically what, or not really. I think it's a close cousin to what Jameson's doing with the Black Barrel, though they're recharring the barrels, not double oaking, but it's a step in this direction. I do like the double oaked idea. I think as it becomes more prevalent, we're going to see more really good whiskeys. I think it really does a lot to reintroduce another new barrel to the process. And I believe, if I remember correctly, that very recently it was made legal to continue to age it in a second barrel. I think previously age only counted in the first barrel, and then after that it was finishing. So if you aged it for 10 years and then put it in a second oak barrel for another 10 years, it was technically only 10-year-old whiskey because that's when it transferred barrels. I believe they are now allowing whiskey age to be added. So that would be 20, whatever. So that'll be interesting. We're definitely going to see some age statements bump up here with that. This makes a huge difference in this. I think overall this is a far better experience than you would normally get out of a Woodford product. Woodford, it's like baseline Woodford's like, it's just so thin and easy. For some of you might love that. You know, if you're a Buffalo Trace or Elijah Craig small batch or regular Makers fan, it'll probably be in your wheelhouse. This, I believe, is a step up, but it's only $45 still. So overall, like I think with what you're getting, how fun this experience, or shouldn't say it's fun, but how enjoyable this experience is, I don't think you can really beat it in the price range. There's a very few number of whiskeys in that sub $50 range that offer quite this much enjoyment and complexity. And I think that shows because, man, there is a lot of popularity behind Woodford right now. And I think Double Oaked is kind of leading the charge. And then especially they've got some like really interesting bottles coming out in the higher price points that are help driving that. So I definitely recommend it. If you like bourbon of any kind, really give this a shot. They even make this really easily available in 375s for like $20. So if you don't want to commit to a full bottle, boom, you don't got it. Just grab one of those. I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed with Woodford with this. I'm really impressed at the value, and I'm really impressed with Liquor Depot in their store picks. Every one of them gets me. So big shout out to Liquor Depot. That's going to be it for Woodford Double Oaked Liquor Depot store pick. Thanks everybody for coming along for the ride. It was fun. I'm looking forward to the next live stream. The next live stream is going to be the night before I go on vacation, which I'm hoping to get ahead enough so that that does not affect the episode release. I'm gonna do my best. I would really hate to miss an episode, so I promise I'll try. And the next episode is going to be a fun one. It's going to be probably a lower listener number episode because it won't be a popular bottle, but it's a really good bottle, a rare bottle, and I'm excited to talk about it. So thank everybody for coming out. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, any ideas or opinions about whether or not I should do these episodes live, if you would watch them live, when during the day, week, would you do them? Would you watch them? Right? Do you not want to watch them live, but maybe just have a video version go up on YouTube or on Patreon, one or the other, both? Let me know. Give me some feedback and all that. As always, if you are listening to this and you are not subscribed via iTunes, whatever, hit that. If you're listening to this on YouTube, the episodes are available on YouTube too. Subscribe to the channel there so you don't miss any. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, all the feedback, barrelhousepodcast@gmail.com. barrelhousepodcast.com for all of your needs, social media, schedule for the live streams, all of that. eargluemedia.com/Discord. You can get directly to me and the other hosts, including Mike, who is was on the live stream this weekend. And that's gonna do it. Until next time, drink whiskey, be merry, and take care. The Barrel House is written, produced, and hosted by Joe Kane, and it's a proud member of the Earglue Media Network. Views and opinions expressed on this show belong only to the mouth they came out of. And as always, please remember to drink responsibly. Slàinte mhath.